Fall Weather Friends is about a rivalry between Rainbow Dash and Applejack that leads to a slew of competitions to determine who's the better athlete. That sounds like it could be interesting. I mean, competitions and shows are cool, right? Well, I hope so, because that's all I remember about this episode. The rivalry and the contests. But man, rewatching this episode was kind of boring for me. How did this happen? Let's find out, shall we? This episode begins with Applejack and Rainbow Dash playing horseshoes. Is this weird to anyone else? The fact that horses are playing horseshoes? Is throwing tennis shoes at a pole a game in real life that I just missed out on somehow? Let's not think on that for too long, we've got some sick burns coming up.
Wow, Rainbow. You couldn't hit a barn door with that kind of a throw.
Perfect. Applejack ends up winning the game of throwing shoes at a pole, giving her an inflated ego. Rainbow Dash wants a rematch in the form of an Iron Pony competition, a series of contests to determine who's the stronger horse. The two of them get the rest of the main six plus Spike to help run the Iron Pony thing and make sure neither of them cheat. They do their competition thing, and it's perfectly even for the first 10 events. Exciting things are happening, but it's not that exciting. I mean, it's not bad, there are a few funny moments here and there, but none of it has a real punch to it. Stuff just kinda happens.
Does this count?
How did you let this happen? Other horses start showing up to see Rainbow Dash and Applejack compete because they do, I guess. Alright. As previously stated, they're tied up at the halfway mark, 5-5. Question, why are there an even number of events in the Iron Pony competition? What if there's a tie at the end? Let's not think on that because that doesn't happen. Rainbow Dash starts to use her wings to win each event. She's cheating, right? Applejack doesn't have wings, and Rainbow Dash has an unfair advantage in that regard. So why isn't she being punished at all?
Be a good sport, Applejack.
No, dude, call her out on it. If you don't, she'll win. Applejack is pretty mad at Rainbow Dash for cheating and asks for a rematch. Perhaps a sporting event that doesn't have an even number of events. No, actually, Applejack brings up the Running of the Leaves Marathon, a race that goes through the forest. The idea behind this annual event is to stampede near the trees so that the leaves fall off and help bring about fall. Think of it like an easier version of Winter Wrap-Up. For the race to actually be a competition between the two, Applejack ties up Rainbow Dash's wings so that she can't fly. Man, it'd be a shame if one of them still managed to cheat halfway through the race. Actually, I want to give a quick note on Rainbow Dash cheating. When I first saw the episode, I thought it was out of character for Rainbow to cheat, since I thought she wanted a good competition and wasn't really concerned about winning. But then I realized she likes winning more than she likes competing. She even says it herself.
Don't feel bad, Rainbow. It's all in good fun. I hate losing.
For better or for worse, she wants to win and will do whatever it takes to achieve that. Applejack, on the other hand, just wants to have friendly competition and is understandably annoyed when Rainbow Dash starts cheating, since Rainbow Dash cheating is ruining the whole concept of competing in the first place. It's fairly obvious stuff, but it's stuff that I only noticed on this rewatch because I'm really dumb, apparently. Back to the plot. It's not just Rainbow Dash and Applejack that are running in the Running of the Leaves. Twilight is also in the race because it's tradition and she wants to experience it firsthand. The other two are pretty skeptical.
I'm not joking. What? You're not an athlete, you're an egghead.
Hey man, I'd watch out. Twilight's racing number is the meaning of life. That probably means something, right? Oh hey, the race began. Now this is probably the worst part of the episode for me because of how predictable it is from here on out. But I will give credit where credit is due. Pinkie Pie and Spike's commentary throughout the race is pretty enjoyable. Up to this point in the whole season, Pinkie's comedy has been pretty hit and miss. But the interactions between her and Spike are pretty great.
You know, Spike, despite its name, the leaves don't do any of the actual running. No, that's left to My Little Ponies.
Guys, she said the name of the TV show. This is amazing, please end me. Applejack and Rainbow Dash are neck and neck when Applejack trips over a rock. She gets mad, but Twilight is there to remind her to actually look where she's running. And then Applejack gets back to running. The same thing happens to Rainbow Dash like 5 seconds later, and once again Twilight reminds her to look where she's running, but Rainbow Dash doesn't listen because she really wants to win or something.
Oh, Applejack would never cheat. It was just an accident.
Sure it was. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it was.
Okay, that was pretty funny too. Rainbow Dash runs ahead and changes one of the signs to point in the opposite direction of the track, and AJ falls for it. How unfortunate. Thankfully, Pinkie Pie and Spike give her a lift so that, hey, wait, no, Applejack, don't join the dark side. Because of the lift, Applejack catches up, and Rainbow and Applejack battle it out until they cross the finish line. And they tie for last. To really rub the salt in the wound, Twilight walks up to them with a 5th place gold medal. Because, you know, 5th place gets gold too. Then Celestia shows up. Man, people just like showing up in this episode for no reason. Celestia says some stuff about the fall leaves being cool, and also people shouldn't take friendly competition so seriously. That was incredibly deep, Celeste. Wow, how did you come up with that? Wow. The cliched message actually makes an impression on Applejack and Rainbow Dash, so they go running by some of the trees that still had their leaves. Wait, what? Did they not run through the whole forest? Is there always a section that is missed in the running of the leaves? It's not like Rainbow Dash and Applejack were the only ones racing, there were at least 40 other racers. Whatever, they go running. The end. You know, reflecting on the episode by writing this script made me realize it's not all that bad. I mean, I wouldn't call it good, the plot is pretty predictable and not exactly exciting despite the setup, and seeing Rainbow Dash and AJ get mad at each other over a game actually made me cringe towards the end. However, even though it's the most basic of stuff, we do get to learn more about Rainbow Dash and Applejack's personality, and there are a few funny interactions between each of the characters. It's not the worst episode, but it's not great either. Good enough for one rewatch, but that's about it. But that's all I have to say about fall weather, friends. If you like this video, be sure to check out my previous review on Call of the Cutie, or my quick thoughts on the game Devil Daggers. Until next time, goodbye!